Ultra-processed foods like cookies, chips, soft drinks make up a massive chunk of the calories we consume, and that adds up to a lot of money spent on these things too. Americans alone fork out 140 billion on this stuff every year. But despite all the evidence linking them to things like obesity and heart disease, people still rush to buy ultra-processed just because it's on special. Let's be real for a minute. Bad food is bad for you no matter what the discount. So today I'm calling out another 5 ultra-processed food nightmares you should never buy no matter what the price. And there's some better for you alternatives coming up soon too. So let's get stuck in to number 1 on today's hit list. I don't believe I need to tell anyone this, but soft drinks or soda or fizzy pop or whatever you call it where you are not good for you. Shock horror. But people are still out there buying them, and I don't expect Coca-Cola is going to be struggling anytime soon. What's worse though, in my opinion, is what I'm sure are very well-intentioned folks on YouTube telling you about the great deal they got on some soft drink or other the other day and how they bought 3 cases of the stuff. Because sugar-free or not, there's just never a deal good enough to make these drinks worth buying. They're toxic, they're fattening, and they have all sorts of chemicals in them that you simply do not need to be putting into your body. Find me a store where they're knocking them out at 5 cents a can, and I will still say, no thank you. Leave them on the shelf, and better still, don't even go down that aisle, because there is no such thing as good value in that part of the store. Good food budgeting means concentrating on what you need first and what's on special at the store second. And that way, you don't end up buying rubbish just because they tell you it's $1 off. So it's going to be a bit of a common theme in this video, really, where I go, I can't believe I need to tell you this, but... So, here goes again. Most, if not all, packaged cereals are not part of a healthy, nutritious, sustainable diet. And that means when you see Cheerios at $2.49 in Sharp Shopper, it's still not a good deal because you didn't need it. And same as with the sodas, you don't need the ingredients they put in most cereals. Chief among them, typically, being huge quantities of sugar, but there's a whole bunch of other chemical-sounding wonders in these products too. Now, I know some people like to argue that they pose very little risk to us in small quantities, but still, if they're not essential, which they're not, then why have them at all? And as far as budgeting is concerned, it doesn't make any sense, does it? Telling yourself you found this great bargain when actually it's something you don't need in the first place. So, tomorrow morning, try this instead. Get up 10 minutes earlier and make yourself some eggs instead. Be beautiful. On we go then to cookies. Now, I grew up in a house where biscuits were a staple. Okay, fig rolls, chocolate digestives, ginger snaps, on and on it went. My mother was a fiend for these things. You'd have one with your cup of tea, you'd have them in your lunchbox. They were just like always on the shopping list. So I do get it. However, at some point, several years ago, as an adult doing my own shopping for my own family, the penny kind of dropped one day and I looked at the price and I looked at the ingredients and I did some research. And to this day, I've probably bought maybe 5 packs of cookies ever since, if that. And now because I don't eat them very often, when I do, I realise kind of how gross they taste and how they leave this sort of weird aftertaste in my mouth. Now my children really have no idea what a biscuit is, and they don't need them for snacks because there's so many other alternatives that we can give them. And I'll come back to that in a minute. If you're looking, you will be able to find biscuits on special at your local grocery store like every single day of the year. But like everything else on this list, all that really tells you is that they're not worth the full price they're trying to sell them at in the first place. So do your health, do your wallet a favour, and try giving this whole aisle a miss too. I want to say a quick thank you to you for taking the time to watch this video. And thank you as well if you have liked a video, subscribed to my channel, Grocery Dad, or left a comment. In fact, I love the comments so much. Please leave one right now on this video and tell us what one ultra-processed food do you no longer buy, okay? What is the one thing that you have decided just isn't worth the money, doesn't matter what the discount, and you've kicked it into touch and you've dropped it off your shopping list for good? Because above all else, Grocery Dad is about folks helping each other out to make better decisions on their groceries, to eat better, and to save money. So go ahead, stick that comment in right now. Thanks. Now, how about this very delightful looking product? I don't think I'm being unfair here, but considering this is the actual product image they put on the Sam's Club website to advertise this thing, I think there's a problem, right? Like, is it just me, or does that look absolutely repulsive? And check out the ingredients for a second too, right? Because one single sausage accounts for 2/3 of your daily recommended allowance for saturated fat, nearly half of your sodium, and in terms of calories, it's nearly 1/5 of your daily calorie intake. Anyway, look, that aside, hot dogs, franks, all these kind of highly processed sausages are typically not made of the finest cuts of meat. And I'll be honest, I don't eat any of that kind of sausage because I'm on some sort of health kick. That's not the point though. The point is, no one should be telling anyone else they got 6 packs of these things and suggesting that is somehow part of a frugal, budget conscious, sustainable lifestyle. If you like a sausage from time to time, go for your life. But whatever you do, don't buy crap ones because you tell yourself you're sticking to a budget. If you're doing it properly, and there's a good strategy you might want to try for budgeting in this video, your meal planning and your pantry shopping and you're writing a list, then controlling your food spend needn't mean trading down into rubbish, ultra-processed food. It means understanding what you need, and it means making better decisions in the store. So that brings us on to kids' crackers, shaped like rabbits or fish or whatever else makes a toddler giggle. They do look kind of fun, but you mustn't let that packaging fool you. Now, I've talked about snacks aimed at kids before and how they're typically loaded with sugar, loaded with salt, and worst of all, those nutritional guidelines they have on the pack are very often calculated based on what an adult should be consuming. So if you take this Danimals smoothie thing, it's not 12% of your kid's sugar, it's more like 1/4. Very sneaky, but once more, I would ask why you'd even go there. Even if it says organic on the pack, that probably means very little, except that the price was higher in the first place. And the bottom line is, these kinds of snacks are overpriced at any level compared to any kind of nutritional benefits or goodness that they're bringing to you and your family. Now, I promised you some cheap, simple alternatives to each of these fake foods. So here goes. Up on screen right now. 5 things you can try that'll cost you less and be better for you. Yes, it will probably take you a little more time to prepare these alternatives. That's the sacrifice, okay? A little of your time in return for healthier food with ingredients you picked and ultimately more money in your pocket at the end of it all. Now, like I said at the start, I'm sure people mean well and they're trying to give good advice, but be very, very careful who you listen to. And whatever you do, remember that a tight food budget needn't mean trading down to bad food. If you found this valuable, give it a like. Hit subscribe if this is your kind of thing, because Grocery Dad is all about better grocery choices and more thought for food. And if this is your thing, maybe you're setting out on a journey to sort your diet out, get your food budget under control, then you've got to check out this video. It's got 3 practical ideas that can definitely help you. I've used them and loads of people have checked this one out. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you again soon.